Quiet. Come, you want to sit with me?
My name's John Woolley, and it's my pleasure to kick off this event today. The event that gets Mark Wheetley, our colleague, our friend, one who's been a stalwart for the community of Arcata, to step up to the plate and run for 3rd District Supervisor. So, in respect to kicking it off, I've known Mark since the 70s in various roles and functions and what have you, as a friend, colleague, you know, in a sense a brother, working on various issues throughout the area. Highlights for me include, in the 70s, putting together recreation programs with Pete Shepard, right over there, and getting about 19 summer rec programs going in that time. In the 80s and 90s, when I was on the Manila CSD board, which I still am, we worked on the Manila Dunes Recreation Area when he was with the California Coastal Conservancy, an agency that has brought a lot of solutions into our community. And in Manila was one where we were able to buy the closed down Manila School, turn it into a community center, purchase dunes and beachfront areas so that we have better access for the people of Humboldt and our visitors. From there, I've been able to work with Mark from cleanup of the South Spit to working on what I found still is very precious in my heart. It's putting together with Green Diamond and with the Yurok tribe a good old Klamath River restoration master plan for the lower 40 miles of the river. And that was done again through his work with the Coastal Conservancy. So Mark has dedicated his public service over and over. He's had so many years with the city of Arcata, the council. I can't remember how many terms are you in?
I'm in my fourth.
So that's about 16 years, I calculate quickly. But anyways, since stepping down from my role, Humboldt County Supervisor in 2008, we remain close, and I really am pleased that he's taking this step. I think it's going to be good for Arcata, the 3rd District, as well as all of this area. So I'd like now to introduce, if I could, Randy. Come on up and say why you're here.
Thank you, John. My name is Randy Mendoza, and I am from the city side. I worked with Mark Wheetley for all those 4 terms that he's worked with the city of Arcata. Worked side by side with him through very difficult situations, very happy situations, and a lot of the humdrum situations. And I can tell you he has been a rock for the city of Arcata. His decision-making abilities are just excellent. When he gets on that dais and there is something that's very difficult difficult issues, complex issues, Mark takes his time, he takes it slow, he does not take the shortcuts to learn these issues. He learns the issues, and then he truly makes very sound decisions. And I've always appreciated Mark's time on the council, and I hate to see him leave the council because the city of Arcata truly does need him, but the district does as well. And while my experience with Mark has been on the city side, I also know that he has worked really closely at the state side. He has great contacts with our people in government throughout the state in Sacramento. He's well known, all the doors open for Mark in Sacramento, and he'll represent the 3rd District very well in that regard. So if you want somebody with great sound judgment, great leadership abilities, great decision-making abilities, Mark Wheetley is your person for that job, and I'm just pleased to be here to give Mark Wheetley my support. So thank you very much. Now I want to introduce Sandy Scott, our wonderful executive director, soon to be not executive director of our Chamber of Commerce.
Well, let me make that clear right now. I have not been the executive director of the Arcata Commerce since November 5th. I have been volunteering there since then, and I am not speaking for the Arcata Chamber of Commerce. The Arcata Chamber of Commerce is a non-political chamber. So we do not take the chamber does not take a stand, and I am here because I'm a friend of Mark Wheatley's. And I owe what was my job to Mark. Mark was on the interview committee, and I'm here as a friend. So that's how I'm speaking. I've worked with Mark for 3.5 years, and he was on the interview committee that hired me. So we know right away that he's pretty smart. Thank you for knowing that was a joke. Thank you, because I don't have that kind of ego. But we have had a good run, and we've worked really well together. And if you want somebody that's a good communicator representing you in the 3rd District, Mark Wheatley would be the person. Mark and I have worked together on Lemonade Day. We've had the privilege of going and tasting till our stomachs felt like they were going to rot out from the acid, lemonade, and we love it. Mark is a supporter of community. He's a supporter of children and youth. And I have had that privilege. And when the phone rang and it was Mark Wheatley, I was always excited because I knew that he would have a new idea, something that we could incorporate in the chamber to help make Arcata, the whole community, a better place. And I want to thank Mark for my time, for hiring me and making a difference in my life in that way, and making a difference in the people that he serves in Arcata. And I hope that you will vote for Mark Wheatley. And remember, who am I representing?
Sandy Scott.
Thank you, Matthew. Sandy Scott.
Well, I'm definitely flattered. Clearly, this is going to cost me a lot more in adult beverages than I anticipated. So I've had the pleasure of working with all 3 of these people for a very long time, and I'm very honored, and thank you very much for the kind words. So with that, I am here to announce my candidacy for the 3rd District for the Board of Supervisors. I feel good every time I come into this room. I've tried to have a program with the seniors in this room, and what can the City of Arcata do for the senior community, and we've shared a lot of time in here together, and I've enjoyed that. First, I'd like to introduce a few people that are important in my life. Right here is my son Wyatt. Back there is my daughter Caitlin. And she brought her friend. Well, she brought Hope with her, and that's her friend Hope. And then my brother Greg is floating around here. There he is. It's my little brother Greg. You know, so if he looks a lot like me walking around, you know, once you're a little brother, you get hand-me-downs for the rest of your life. So that's how that goes. I'd also like to say thank you to a very intelligent, supportive, and beautiful woman, Lynette, who's in my life and helps me out. I'd like to introduce a lot of my committee members are here today, and that's Katarina Lewis-Perry. Katarina has worked with me in the past on the city council elections, and she's currently working on her master's in environmental policy and sustainability at Harvard. So she is here, and her partner, Michael Kine, back here, my treasurer, small business owner, and I really appreciate their efforts. And you've seen these members of my campaign team. I've also have Wendy Rowan, formerly of First Five, Ann Holcomb, and Annie Bullock, and Dan Bixler with Humboldt Hot Sauce, and Joel Canzaneri out in Blue Lake, who worked through the city of Eureka for years. So I'll just quickly run over a little bit. Yes, I'm in my 4th term at the City of Arcata City Council. I started in 2005, so it was a short term, that one, and I'm in my 4th term. So I've served as mayor 3 times, and during that time we've brought a lot of program recognition to the City of Arcata in housing, public safety, our healthy eating, active living program, after school programs, and you know, it's been an honor because we have such a great staff at the City of Arcata, and the community embraces so much that we've really had a productive time in the City of Arcata. I serve as on the board of directors for the League of California Cities. I have for the past 6 years. I represent the Redwood region, which is Lake, Mendocino, Humboldt, and Del Norte County. So I have a great working relationship with all the cities and other folks in those communities also. So, which is going to be vital in terms of, you know, Humboldt County is sort of the big brother of the North Coast, and those are other brothers and sisters around us in those other neighboring counties. I currently serve as the chair of the Environmental Policy Committee and for the Coastal Cities Committee in the League of California Cities. So I work with all the 60 cities in the coastal zone and then help formulate policy in terms of environmental legislation that moves forward to the League. There's 480 cities in the League of California Cities, so we, the Redwood Division, brought forward the issue of some of the impacts we've seen locally about environmental degradation to do with marijuana. We educated many of the other communities about that issue, and it's affecting everyone statewide. So that was a very positive experience. I have 30 years of experience in state government, both primarily at the statewide level. I've worked in all the coastal counties and many other places in the state. I've worked throughout our region and locally. And so I won't go into great detail at this time, but that has been a tremendous experience for me. I worked in for the governor's office, both under Governor Wilson and Governor Greg Davis during the Northwest Forest Plan. My role was to help crosswalk community development opportunities with ecosystem investment. So I get how state government works, and I know the vital role that both local governments, tribal governments, and communities can play in that process. And when all of those levels are all working in sync, you can get a lot done. So what do I bring to the Board of Supervisors? You know, I have this experience that I want to share, I want to use. I have a great appreciation for the roles of the elected officials, staff, and the community, because by all three of those working in conjunction and respecting each one, having a role to push things in a certain direction, you can get the best result. Sometimes it may be a little painful, but that's just how that process works, and that's a core element of our democracy. And I have a healthy appreciation for that, and I've seen it work, and that is what I want to bring to the Board of Supervisors. I have leadership experience, which I just went through, these folks just went through, so I won't repeat that. I have a collaborative working style. I build partnerships. I build partnerships in my day job, and that's what I've done with the city, and that's what I've done statewide. It's a lot of public and private partnerships, not just the public sector, the private sector. And that is vital, because they rely on each other, and you can get much better results by working with both camps. And last and foremost, I really think that the Humboldt County Board of Supervisors, when the Humboldt County works best when the Board of Supervisors works best. That's been my experience over the years. And I know when John was on there, I think that was a very productive time. And that is what I want to bring to the Board of Supervisors. I think, you know, at the end of the day, it's about what can we do for state government? What can we do for county government? Sorry about that. So, but we got to rely on the state too, because they're kind of our big brother, right? So, yeah. But at the end of the day, you know, all 5 board members represent, you know, different sectors of the county, and they may not have the same opinion on issues, but they're all ultimately working for the best of their communities. And then there is a collective good that we all need to work towards. And that's the style, that's the approach, and that's what I would like to bring to the Board of Supervisors. So with that, I'm not going to go through a laundry list of issues. I think that's what's going to come out during the campaign. I really do want to thank all of you for coming here today and being here. I know the weather's not the greatest, and you know, it's a beautiful Humboldt County day. What can you say? It's just like that, you know. So, but I am looking forward to meeting with people in the 3rd District to better understand their issues, to understand what their needs are, and what can the county do to help improve their life. So with that, I do want to thank you all for being here today. And
Mark,
yes.
where can we donate? If we want to donate money, where can we donate?
My daughter and her sidekick Hope, they have donation envelopes back there, and that would be the starting point. Thank you very much, Sandy Scott. I'm sorry Sandy's leaving the chamber, but she's moving to North Carolina. But I do appreciate you all coming. I appreciate your support, and if you'd like to grab those, and I would appreciate that too. So with that, thank you for coming, thank you for being here, and have a safe and happy holiday. Yeah, I'm happy to answer any questions.
I got one. Mark, what distinguishes you from the other announced candidates for the 3rd District position?
I think I have a broader breadth of experience in the public sector, and I think from what I see at this point in time, there's a lot of change that is happening at the county, and I think I'm the best qualified candidate to bring direction to that change.
You'd be leaving your city council position 2 years prior to the expiration of your term. What confidence do we have that you won't do the same if you're elected to be supervisor?
In terms of?
Running for another office.
I don't anticipate running for I'm running for the Board of Supervisors.
Will you serve out your full term?
I sure will, yes. Yes. Okay. All right, thank you very much. Appreciate it.